Game. What is up, everyone, and welcome back to Across the Board, sponsored by MoneyBall Metrics. We have a full team here today. JD will be here in just a moment. You have myself, AlphaDog Bets, here with my guy, Jefe from Jefe Picks. Jefe, what's going on? Welcome back.
Thank you. I'd say I'm happy to be back, but I am absolutely not happy to be back because it is about 20 degrees here in the state that we call home. And I'm kind of thinking Florida might finally be for me because I was in Sarasota for the last few days and it was 72 degrees and sunny with a little bit of a gust of wind that you could just flow your hair through. And I miss it already.
It's good for the winter season. As somebody who lived in Florida for over 8 years, it gets very old. Try doing a summer where every day it is 102 degrees.
Oh, yeah. No. Yeah, don't get it twisted. There's nothing I would hate more than Florida probably between May to August.
Oh, no, it's pretty much October, bro. It is just brutal. And July and August are the two most.
Oh, yeah, and wait a second. September, October is terrible because it's hurricane season.
Correct.
Yes, but we can agree from probably November through March, it's the best place on earth.
Yeah. Nah, I'd say like December, January, February. You get a good 3 months down there. But outside of
it was
that,
I just want to say, Sarasota, I hate beaches. There's nothing actually I hate more.
That's one of the reasons I think you're not built for Florida.
But I went to Siesta Key Beach, and it was the best beach I've ever been on. And I've been to the Caribbean. I've been to Italy. I've been everywhere.
Did you go in the water?
Yes.
You never go in the water.
I put my feet in the water. You could see through it and everything. Yo, I don't know if you went into this beach. It's a real situation. Their sand is more like flour than sand. It's like it's cold and it's clumpy and it like doesn't stick to your foot. I'm telling you, man, I could live there. I think I could do it.
Yeah, I don't think you could. Knowing you. The sand is good now. You don't understand how hot that fucking sand is.
Jake's scared of his goddamn shadow, all right?
Jake is scared of the water. Jake, he don't like sharks. He don't like when he can't see his feet.
You know what? Open it up. Let's do it. Let's open it up real quick while JD comes in here. JD, welcome. I am scared of not water. I'm scared of bodies of water that you can't see to the bottom of. Most importantly, rivers and lakes.
Yeah, I don't do that.
You are fucking psychos. You people who go into these rivers and your lakes, not being able to see the bottom of it. Gators, snakes, eels, just nasty crap. The Jersey Shore, the entire Jersey Shore, put it right into that bucket that I'm talking about bodies of water that my absolute pinky toe is not allowed to touch. Disgusting. Delaware River, Jake, you're crushing it. Disgusting body of water. Pretty much any river, any lake. And here's the other thing. Oceans, if you can see to the bottom of the ocean, that's fine. Oceans are cool. Go in, ankle deep, knee deep, that's fine. You out there swimming with the waves, you asking for it, buddy. You're just asking for it. And I don't feel bad for you.
It's pathetic. JD, welcome to the show. How are you today, bro?
And to answer any questions, yes, I can swim. I can do laps in pools many a time.
Not well.
Man, I am here. I'm kind of glad that y'all kept talking because I was trying to catch my breath still. This morning has been absolutely crazy. Yeah, glad I can make it on. But yeah, now I know as far as our actual river house where we take the boats out.
Never invite me.
I was about to say, I guess I know not to invite y'all down.
Honestly,
I would go out of the boat. I don't mind going on rivers. I don't swim in rivers. I don't swim in any bodies of water that have two things. And all Florida waters, I guess, could have alligators. If there's gators there's a chance of gators or a high chance of gators. So swamp, rivers, Florida, all that shit, lakes, no. And if there are snakes that inhabit those waters, I will not go in. That's my two.
They are making a remake of Anaconda.
Yeah.
Did you see the trailer for it? It's going to be a comedy.
I don't even look at. I won't even look at snakes on.
I don't go to the reptile room in the zoos because I don't trust the glass.
Yeah. No, I'm with you 1,000%. I hate that shit. I hate that.
Correct me if I'm wrong. I feel like you know this. Gators, alligators, crocodiles, they don't do like ocean.
Correct. I mean, they could stumble into anything, but their natural habitat is not the ocean.
Because actually we are.
Yeah. Great question. If the water's clear, I'm in. I'm cool with it.
So here's one thing I'll say.
Clear bodies of water.
Dylan, have you been to Devil's Den in Florida? That's a cool spring.
What the hell is that?
There's some cool natural springs in Florida that I would be willing to go in very quickly, but you ain't know where them gators be chomping and living. So I'm not a big going in the water with the gators, with the snakes guy, but you bring me to an ocean, I ain't scared of no shark out there. You know what I'm saying? JD, I surf. I go out there. I'll do it all, whatever it is, but I do go deep.
I will pay an inordinate amount of money to see you surf.
There's tons of videos you could find. I'll send them to you just so you know, and you can tell the audience that you did see them. Yeah, Dylan, Devil's Den is awesome. I lived in Florida for 8 years, a little over 8 years, so I experienced a lot of that kind of stuff. Jefe ain't even going near the Devil Den. Jefe ain't even going near the Devil Den. But ladies and gentlemen, it's about that time that Jefe cannot celebrate. So we're going to go into our little recap from yesterday.
I do want to say the last piece of news about it makes me so happy that I could cry.
Okay, we'll get into it. It took me a second to know what you're talking about. We're going to do Tuesday recap on a Wednesday afternoon. I'm going to start first. My play of the day was the New York Knicks on the money line. What a game. What a game. The Knicks won their first championship in my lifetime. Now, don't get it twisted. I'm not thinking this is the NBA championship here. But the New York Knicks did win a monster game, and Mike Brown coached an NBA caliber championship game. What he did last night by using Tyler Kolek in the final 3 minutes of the game, by completely benching Josh Hart and Mikal Bridges to leave a guy like Tyler Kolek, who could barely get on the court but was having a good night, showed me that Mike Brown is the right coach for this team. Jefe's been complaining all week, saying, I don't want to win. I don't want to win. I don't want to win. So, Mr. I don't want to win, I'm going to ask you, what are your thoughts about the New York Knicks and the NBA?
Listen, you know how I felt that you know how I felt about this game. I thought this was I think it's pointless. I think games that have no meaning statistically or to your record during a season are pointless. This is an exhibition game. Two things that I'm taking out of it now that it's over and that we won, which means nothing to me as a fan. I need everybody to know this means nothing to me. I will not be celebrating this. But two things that happened. A, playing a Spurs team that obviously was going for it. We were going for it. It's fun to play in that environment in a bubble, so to speak. For one game, it felt like a playoff game because it was
intense. The intensity
and it was intense. And I think now that we're out of it and everybody's relatively healthy, although Cat scared me for a while there because that injury that he gets, you know what the next one is, right? And I don't even want to say it out loud because that's the what's the precursor?
I know what it is. I'm not even going to talk about it.
Yeah, I don't want to talk about it. It's rough. I'm happy that he went in and played. But what's most important to me is that they're not hanging a banner. And that got announced about 30 minutes ago. They're not going to hang a banner for this dumb thing. They're going to take it. They're going to celebrate it. They're going to have a little pre-game ceremony with the fans on the next home game on Friday, and then
they're doing it perfectly.
We're never talking about it again. I never wanted to be the laughing stock about raising a ban or celebrating, because it doesn't mean much. I think the sentiment post-game from all the Knicks players was exactly what I wanted to hear. It's fun. It was fun to get it done. I liked that Brunson said how Worley is going to share a lot of his money with the training staff, who I guess is
not. And you saw what Carl's doing?
Carl's donating all of his money to DR.
Yep, all of it.
Josh Hart's going to go buy himself 5 new watches. I get it. But I think I like what they're doing with the money. I like the sentiments, though, that they all said, including Carl, including everybody, really. That, post-game saying, this is, this was fun, but we are obviously all focused on the bigger goal in June. And that's what I want. That's what I wanted to hear as a Knicks fan. It was a fun night. It was a fun game.
I hope you were miserable. I hope you didn't enjoy a single second, because all the things you were afraid of, all the things, they shouldn't play anyone in this game, they're going to get injured. I don't want to be embarrassed by hanging a stupid, meaningless banner. Well, guess who's not hanging the banner? So I hope you didn't enjoy it and didn't get to go through the trials and tribulations of the real Knicks fans out there. JD, what were your thoughts about the Knicks in-season tournament championship?
Thought it was great. Didn't watch a second of it. I was just happy for actually y'all two here. As far as the in-season tournament, I'm with that. I mean, it's one of those things where that to me doesn't really mean much.
I will say one ridiculously weird thing. How are the Knicks getting rewarded by having to play a back-to-back tomorrow and Friday versus two teams that haven't played?
That was already on the schedule.
Yeah, just
regardless.
I know, but that's just so ridiculous. Like you have to fly to Vegas, play these games. Everybody's off for a week, right? Now we have to fly to India. We're probably in Indiana right now. Have to play a Pacer team that hasn't played in like a week. Then have to fly home tomorrow night to play a Sixers team that hasn't played in a week. I just think the rust thing shouldn't have to come into play in the middle of freaking December.
It is what it is. The Knicks can sit these two games out. They won a bunch in the NBA Cup. They're in a fantastic position. Doesn't even matter if they win the next two games. Very long season. I thought it was great for the Knicks to go through that. I thought it was great for the coaching staff to go through that caliber of a game with the intensity, with the game. The Knicks were down by 11 points basically going into the fourth quarter. Then they went on an insane run. They opened up, I believe it was a 12-0 run in the fourth, and really competed in that game when being down. And I think that's going to give them a lot when they move on through the season. That's how I feel about that one. Jake, nobody cares about your Philly 76 or irrelevant bullshit, nothing loser fucking team. Nobody. You're the only one on the planet who still watches Sixers games because that team is dog shit. All right.
Yeah.
I do have to say, as far as that game though,
he was not.
I actually had no action in that whatsoever. But myself and VIP did have a absolutely massive night. We had a hockey 2-0 sweep, and then in college basketball, when actually 6-1 there, college basketball stays absolutely on fire. As far as units on the season now, I am actually now up 113.
There we go.
So I will go ahead and say for the people that are in here now, we actually did a sale yesterday. There was only a certain number that could actually get that. That is a full month for only $2.95. If you're here right now, I am opening that back up right now. So if you're on YouTube, the actual link is right here below us. If you're on Twitter, the link is on our Twitter. And yeah, you can still get in for $2.95.
There we go. Great deal. Take advantage of that, guys. Yeah, for me, outside the Knicks, we had another free play yesterday. We had Tennessee -2.5. That wasn't even close. Once Louisville's best player was ruled out, Brown, we did know that the advantage was for the home Vols. And a lot of people were saying, oh, it's a public play. I didn't give a shit. Tennessee was obviously, after a 3-game losing streak, going to come out and play their balls off at home in a must-win situation against a Louisville team that was missing their star. So Tennessee got it done. They won by 1 billion points. I was very happy about that. Jefe, how'd you do yesterday?
We took the day off yesterday. We were out and about Florida doing some business stuff. I had a late flight, really didn't honestly pay much attention to much. I actually was flying even during the game. Got home and was caught literally the last 3 minutes of the fourth quarter.
There you go.
But
there we go.
Excited to be back into it. I didn't even realize we started bowl season yesterday. That's
bowl
fun.
Season started about 6 days ago, but understand
I think it technically started Saturday, but
oh no, I'm not counting that ridiculous game on Saturday. First of all, timeout. Let's talk about college football. Really pulling an MLB. You're gonna put a random ass bowl game that nobody cares about during the Heisman? Idiots! You're cannibalizing your audience. You morons. Speaking of MLB, Alpha, are the Mets ever gonna sign anybody who was not a Yankee?
No. They got Luke Weaver. The Mets have announced that they did sign Luke Weaver to a 2-year deal. So the back end of the Mets bullpen right now is the the guys the Yankees didn't want to close anymore for them last year. Luke Weaver, who was demoted from the closer role, and so was Devin Williams. So the Mets did sign the Yankees to demoted closers when the Yankees did pick up David Bednar, who stepped into that closer role. Yeah. The two guys that were platooning it and going back and forth, both are now on the Mets.
So dude that we got from the Giants will obviously be set up man for the 8th.
Camilo Duvall?
Yeah.
Could be. I still think there's another big arm that the Yankees will get out of the bullpen.
And I didn't miss anything in MLB signings Sunday, Monday, today, right? No.
Nothing major. It's just been minor ancillary pieces.
Typical MLB. Yep.
We're waiting for the first real big domino to fall in the batter market. Some pitchers have been going, but we're waiting for the first big domino in really the batter market. All right, gentlemen. You guys ready to dive into a little bit of today's action? We're covering both of the NBA games, and we have one college basketball game to cover as well. You guys ready to dive in?
Let's do it.
Sir,
Let's do it. Sir. We're going to start with the 2 NBA games, and JD is red hot in college basketball, so we will save the college game for the end. First game on the NBA docket for tonight is going to be the Cleveland Cavaliers going into Chicago and taking on the Bulls. Remember when the Bulls were a wagon? Remember when everyone was like, wow, this Bulls team's unbelievable. Josh Giddey's really leading this team to a fantastic year. Well, the record is now 10-15. Boy, have the tides turned over the last couple of weeks. They are hosting a Cleveland Cavs team that's been, I don't know if it's the right word for it, but disappointing. They're 15-12, only 6-5 on the road. This is a 5.5 point spread here. Jefe, we're going to start with you. Evan Mobley is out for this game. Max Strus is out for this game. Larry Nance Jr. is out for this game. On the other side, Lachlan Ulbrich, whoever the fuck that is a true game time decision, and Ayo Dosunmu. What do you like, Jefe?
Are the Cleveland Cavaliers just
I agree, Jake.
Just the exact replica of the Utah Jazz team that Donovan Mitchell and Rudy Gobert both wanted to get away from, and somehow Donovan Mitchell finds himself in the same exact position?
Treadmill of mediocrity, as you like to say. Jefe?
Yes. They had their one outlier year last year where they were just healthy and clicking on all cylinders.
What's up,
and got into the playoffs and couldn't get nothing done. Garland got injured, and they basically just couldn't hang. I don't think this iteration of this team can win. I mean, Donovan Mitchell's out here averaging 30 on almost 50% shooting, which is really impressive. No Evan Mobley tonight is tough, but I mean, the Bulls are 1-4 in their last 5. But really, more than anything, I think big picture, I think the Cavs got to, even though the East is probably as open as it'll ever be because of the injuries to Halliburton and Tatum and the Bucks kind of not being really a player
falling
anymore.
Off relevancy.
Yeah, and the Sixers are there, but nobody's, Jake, I hate to tell you, nobody's scared of Philadelphia. Nobody. Everybody knows Paul George.
Done?
I think Paul George is literally legitimately one left turn away from losing a kneecap, and I think Joel Embiid is a couple really hard games away from just no. I don't worry about Embiid anymore. How I worried about him 2 years ago.
That's what I'm saying. Do you think he's done being feared in the NBA? Do you think he'll never get back to that level where he's known as a top 2 to 3 center in the? Yeah,
1,000%. Joel Embiid, I have literally no qualms about even Mitch Robinson matching up with him on a game, and I think Mitch could have his way with him. I have no worries about Embiid. He can't move well anymore.
He's averaging 20 points a game.
Yeah, exactly. And here's something very interesting. You know, like a player gets drafted by a team and then he goes to another team and kind of takes that next step. You know, we see it a lot in football. Sam Darnold, I guess sort of with Geno, Baker Mayfield. Like the team that drafted them, they reach a plateau for a myriad of reasons. Basketball, it happens a bunch too. You know what I think the next guy is in the NBA? Jared McCain. I think Jared McCain needs to get off the Sixers. I think Jared McCain could be a really, really, really good starter, just not for the Sixers.
They have too many guards. They're guards.
Exactly.
Sixers. VJ Edgecombe's going to be in there. You have Tyrese Maxey who's going to be there. So there's no real path for McCain to really take that next step in Philadelphia. He has a chance to be a 6th man, something of the sort. But there's too many guards there. Grimes is there as well. So I agree with that. What do you like in this game, though, Jefe? What are you taking in Cavs?
I'm taking the Cavs. Your typical, I mean, Mobley's not their best player, but one of your best players is out. Line goes down a little. I have no qualms about them being the Bulls. The Bulls are – I don't know what they do. I don't, because they don't have a ton of players that could sell for value, and I don't. They're dog shit. Give me the Cavs.
Yeah, it's kind of funny when you take a look at their most recent performances. They are 1-1, 1-2, 1-3, 1-4, 1-5, 1-6, 1-7, 1-8. They're 1-8 over their last 9 games. Losers, they've lost to the Pacers twice in that span. They lost to the Hornets, and the only team that they beat in that span was the Hornets when they played again. They lost to the Nets by 10 during this span. They're not playing good basketball right now, and I'm going to be all over the Cavs in the spot at the -5.5. It's my favorite play on the NBA slate tonight. I do think the Cavs will have a big performance, and I'm really not high on this Bulls team. I never was coming into this year. I understand that Giddey had a strong start to the year. The Bulls performed very well to start the year. They were, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The Bulls started the year 5-0, including a win against the New York Knicks. They look great. They started the year 6-1 as well, but since then, it's just gone straight downhill. They have been a bad.
Josh Giddey, by the way, is a perfect example of that player that I was just talking about. They drafted by the Thunder. Just, obviously he's not going to be the guy there. SGA handles the ball. He runs the backcourt. He needs to have the ball in his hands. You can say what you want about Giddey. He's leading the Bulls in all 3 categories: points, rebounds, assists. 29-9. That's a pretty damn good stat line, in my opinion.
There you go. I agree with you there. JD, anything you like in this game?
Yeah, guys, this is a game that I am not going to be playing, but there are some trends here that I actually wanted to point out. As far as actually ATS, both of these teams this year have been horrible.
Yep.
I mean, very bad. Just in their last 10 games, the Cavs are actually 3-7. The Bulls are only 2-8. We'll say the Cavs, as an actual favorite, are 7-17, and the only good trend that I can point out here is the Bulls as a dog are actually 8-3. But with saying that does not make me want to back the Bulls here. This would all be Cavs or it's definitely either Cavs or either I should pass here. But I just thought it was kind of wild just how bad like both of these teams have actually been ATS.
Yeah. I expected the Bulls to be bad ATS, but you know what I didn't expect to be bad ATS is the regular season Warriors and the Cavs, who have been one of the toughest teams to go to them and get a cover or even a win at home. This Cavs team over the last couple of years has been an absolute wagon. And this year, it's just not the same caliber start to them. Very early in the year, very early. They still could turn it around. They are 15-12. They're in a prime position to, if they rip off a few wins in a row, they're right where they want to be. But they're not where we are used to this Cavs being at this point in the year. So we'll have to see how that does play out. Like I said, I'm going to be on the Cavs, have faith on the Cavs as well, and no play from Mr. JD. Let's move on to the second game of the day, gentlemen, which is going to be the Memphis Grizzlies taking on the Minnesota Timberwolves. Grizzlies enter this game 12-14. They're 6-7 on the road. And the T-Wolves having a very nice start to the year. They're 17-9 on the season. But even better at home, they're 9-4 at home. Let's take a look at the injury report. Cam Spencer is out due to personal reasons. Brandon Clark's a game-time decision. And John Conchar and Javon Small are both out for the Grizzlies. Anthony Edwards is a game-time decision with that lingering foot injury that he's had, and Mike Conley is out with an Achilles injury, but he is expected to return in a couple days. So it will be nice to see the Grizzlies or the Timberwolves get Mike Conley back in the fold. JD, I'm going to start with you. Tell everyone how this is a pass game for you.
I mean,
it definitely is, but I do have to bring up here though. First off, if I had to play this game, this is going to sound crazy coming from me, but I would play the under here. Everything to me actually points towards the under. I would need to spend some more time actually with this game to actually officially play that. But as far as the Grizzlies, though, just as far as first all to talk about here, I've noticed I've been looking at them with Ja on the court and him not on the court. Do y'all like the Grizzlies with him or either without him more?
Without him.
Yes, I actually totally agree there. I actually
it's just like what is his value? What is his value?
A disaster.
What you can't trade. Yeah.
Go ahead, Evan. Go ahead.
I was gonna say but the value you can't trade him because his value is so low. It's almost like what would behoove the Grizzlies the most is for Ja to just start playing out of his mind. Correct. For like a 10 to 12, 15 game stretch where he's just dropping 30, 40, no issues with the media, with the locker room. Grizzlies go on like a little bit of 8-2 run in like a 10 game span, and then they quickly flip him. it's actually funny because the rumors like of interested teams, one of those teams is the Timberwolves.
Yep.
And what the hell is a locker room with Anthony Edwards and John Morant going to look like? What the? How? I don't even know if the NBA could broadcast those games.
100%. I have an interesting little tidbit for you guys. So if you had to guess who's the number one ATS team in the NBA, they cover at 70%. The second best cover team only covers at 64%. So they have a 6% cover rate higher than anyone else. I'll give you a hint. They do not play today. Do not say the Timberwolves because they are about to be on the other side of this equation.
Orlando Magic. I don't know.
The New York Knicks. The New York Knicks cover. They're 18-8 ATS, covering at 70%. And then right after them is the New Orleans Pelicans. Just something to keep in mind, guys, when you take a look at teams. Right after them is the Phoenix Suns. Right after them is Philadelphia. And right after them is the Detroit Pistons and the Utah Jazz. So a lot of teams that don't have exactly the best records overall are covering at a great rate. And then you take a look at this Minnesota Timberwolves team. They have a fantastic record, right? You look at them, they're 17-9 on the year. They've been playing some good ball. They're bottom 5 in the NBA ATS, covering in only 37% of their games. They're 10-16 ATS on the year. With that being said, and the Timberwolves being an awful cover team, and this being a pretty big spread for the Memphis Grizzlies, Jefe, because we know JD's not going to be on this one, does that make you inclined to take the Grizzlies in this spot? Because they are a much better ATS team, and they're getting points and a lot.
Can I be honest with you? What's making me want to take the Grizzlies in this spot is Anthony Davis is doubtful to play. Anthony Davis, Jesus. Anthony Edwards.
I was like, I'm not going to comment. I'm going to see if you can dig out.
You both know what I meant. Honestly, same difference. Neither of those guys ever played basketball. 7.5 points without Anthony Edwards. I don't care. Play on the fucking moon for all I care. This is in Minnesota. It doesn't matter to me. Yeah, I take the points. But the points is what's making it look like Anthony Edwards ain't playing. So if you told me, Jefe, no, you can't pulley JD, aka pass. Can't do it. Can't do JD. Correct. Only JD could do JD.
That's correct.
And I'm gonna say Grizzlies plus 7.5. But
Grizzlies plus 7.5. Okay.
If you told me that I could wait, then obviously I'm gonna wait until we 100% know. And if Anthony Edwards plays, I ain't taking nothing. And if he doesn't, I'm taking the Grizz.
I'm taking the Grizz either way in this spot. I actually don't think Anthony Edwards plays in this game. I think that's what the line is indicating here. Either way, I think it would be a much bigger spread if he, or a smaller spread. I mean, if he was going to be out, I think 7.5 shows that he will be playing. I know the Grizzlies have not been fantastic, but they're 12-14. They're around 500, and they have the bulk of their guys in there tonight. Cam Spencer, who's not going to be there, is unfortunately a big loss for them. I hate Cam Spencer. I'm peel back the curtain a little bit. I'm a Rutgers fan. He transferred out after he came in, after the transfer window. Used a loophole to leave and left Rutgers screwed with no way to replace his production. So I was never a fan of his. But since he's been in the NBA, this guy's an absolute dog. He's an absolute dog, and he's been really good for this team. He really has. But for me, I am going to be on the Grizzlies, like I said, plus the 7.5. I think they are going to compete, and I wouldn't be surprised if they won this game outright. Stetsy, wrong team, baby. You know Starberry. We claim him. I know he also played for them, but we claim Stephon Marbury for ours. All right, fellas, you ready to move on to the one college basketball game we're covering today?
Yes.
Sir, yes, sir.
Do you even know what that game is, JD? Peeling back the curtain, JD had a flat tire this morning. Jefe was getting back from his flight. So this is all the dogs' picks of games and the dog getting ready. And if you guys think I'm the reason we're late today, you're wrong. So let's move on to the college basketball. And the one game we're breaking down today is going to be the South Florida Dillons taking on the Alabama JDs. Alabama getting 14.5 at home. South Florida, as JD will tell you, is a team that likes to push the pace. This total is set at 180.5. JD, I know you. We have clearly not talked today because you were dealing with a tire. You didn't even know what games I put in here. So, off the rip, are you looking at an Alabama team total over or something with an over here? What do you like in this Bama-South Florida game?
Okay, so here's the problem here. So I'm bringing up my numbers really quick.
I know the problem. JD don't even want to say it. If there's not a goddamn direction in front of the city, he don't want nothing to do with it. All right. So okay, that's the damn problem, right? South Florida versus Alabama. You put a West in front of that Alabama, JD's all over it.
Exactly. I make this number around actually 20. I make the total 179. here's what I'm thinking the problem is, because with Bama by the numbers, it says I should just lay it. But why I have not laid it and why I'm not going to is because Alabama is just going to continue to do what they do. They're just going to chunk up threes, guys. And this is a team where they don't have to do that. They can drive. They can go to the rim. They can beat the shit out of this team, but they're not going to do it. They're just going to continue to sit back there and chunk up threes. So if those threes are like falling, this game is going to go over, and Bama is definitely going to cover this. But if they're not, or if they're having just a kind of a slightly average or like a little bit less than average night, they're probably not going to cover this because as far as actually South Florida, they play actually like Bama does. Like they want to go fast. Like that is how they play well.
Yep.
So actually that's going to suit them. So they're in the game style that they want to actually be in. Where Bama normally gets a team out of their style, they're just going to like it. So that's why my numbers say to lay it here, but that's the reasoning why I can't.
I definitely understand that. I think South Florida is going to struggle to shoot in Alabama tonight. I think the home court for Bama is really going to help them out in this spot. It's a big-time game. What do you think the team total is for Alabama here? I just want to know if JD can guess what it is.
I would assume it's right around 100.
97.5. 97.5.
If I was play anything, I would actually play the actual team total over that. Yeah.
I'm taking Bama with the points. I think that Bama's going to have a lot of possessions, and when South Florida struggles, they struggle and they don't stop chucking. I can see that happening on the road tonight in a very difficult environment to play in Alabama. They start missing their shots. It's not like they're going to slow down, right, JD? South Florida's going to run all game long. Alabama is going to have so many possessions in this game. They're at home. They play better at home. They hit their threes. They're going to open that lead and keep on building. So for me, I'm definitely going to be all over Alabama minus 14.5. I have it kind of priced like you do, JD. I believe you said you had it around 19.5, 20. That's where I think this game ends. I definitely think it's going to this one end. So I do see Alabama getting this done, and they should have no issues there. Anything else you guys want to add on this game? Jefe?
I'm taking Bama minus 13.5. I think just offensively.
Connie, if you're comparing South Florida Bulls to the Arizona Wildcats team, which team has top tier talent compared to the other?
They also didn't play there.
Yep.
Because that was actually like a neutral site game.
Yep.
Now I will say it was just a little ways down the road. I mean, it was definitely it was definitely an actual Bama crowd, but that was not a Bama home game though. So
and we're talking totally different fucking caliber of team here. Top tier teams do better on the road because they're in big games all the time. South Florida's not in these types of games very frequently, in my opinion. Jefe, over to you.
Bama minus 13.5 at home. Offensively speaking, they should be able to run up and down the floor over South Florida. To be honest with you, that's really all I have to say about this. This is we're about to get ourselves in about a few weeks into the real deal. I feel like right after New Year's, you start getting into real deal college basketball, where there's about 2 months of regular season left, and we really start to be able to separate the teams that, at least from my vantage point, like for futures, that I'll be looking at to take very heavily to make the Final Four. Because to my championship winners, I placed already. But now it's time for like those Final Four, right? The team that you may not ever thought had a shot, but now you're looking like, they for real.
Yeah, I'm with that as well. One more thing to add about South Florida: the only 2 true road games they played where they went to other home teams is Kennesaw State and Oklahoma State. So they haven't really faced, in my opinion, a test like they have tonight. We'll have to see how it plays out, but a team that's based on their shooting, I don't think will have a big scoring night, in my opinion. I think their shooting numbers will be a little lower than average. JD, any other games or anything else you want to bring up before we get into best bets today?
If anybody has any questions, about the college slate, you can definitely throw them out. Trying to see.
Small slate today. Only 2 NBA games.
I'm going to
only a few ranked college basketball games.
I am going to talk about another game, but I'm going to wait and talk about it during the best bets. So.
All right. So you want to dive into best bets? Anything you guys have? Drop them in. I just did something from there.
2 years, $22 million for Luke Weaver.
Yep. Xavier Creighton, JD. Anything for you on that game from Stetsy Boy?
Where's the As far as the Xavier side would definitely be the only thing I could go. Looks like it's been bet up some. Looks like it's 3.5 or 4. That's about more where it should be, or between that 4 and 5 range. There's where I think it should be. Maybe look at a Creighton team total under. It's like Creighton team this year. I'm just not really liking what I'm seeing there. Just cannot get behind the such team here. So yeah, as far as the points with Xavier, it's right in that range where I really don't want to like it. Matt, yes, that is a play that I am actually thinking about adding on.
I was about to say, JD, are you getting into this game of the night banger between Florida and St. Francis, where Florida is currently minus 47.5?
While he pulls that up, there's a team tonight that we've rarely ever spoken about in college basketball. Undefeated, number 13, Vandy. They're going up against Memphis, but I think they take care of them pretty easily. But what I really want to say is Vandy's one of those teams I'm talking about that I'm really starting to look at. 4 of their 5 starters are seniors. The only odd one is a sophomore, averaging, I think, 15 points a game. I love teams like that. Old school built teams, bunch of seniors that have played together for a long time.
Play someone. Let me go over the teams that they played.
They beat
the Lippers, UCF, Eastern Kentucky, Arkansas Peanut Butter, Texas Southern, Western Kentucky, VCU, St. Mary's wasn't a bad win, and they won by a lot. SMU, not a bad win, they won by a lot. But then Central Arkansas. But the good thing is, Jefe, you're about to learn a lot more about them in their upcoming games. Memphis, Wake Forest. What is New Haven? Is that a Connecticut school? The New Haven Chargers?
It's really in January they start to face really good teams.
That's what I'm saying.
Bama, Texas, Florida, Arkansas, Mississippi State. Even though a lot of these teams aren't ranked, still really good talent. So Vanderbilt is one of those teams that's like, they have the makeup of the team that I really like. Seniors, nobody's uberly talented, but they play as a team.
I like that as well. All right, JD, over to you. Anything else you want to add?
Yeah, well, actually, just as far as Florida here, I was actually just making sure I had this right. This is Florida's first home game in quite some time. So the fact they're back home and facing the St. Francis team, guys, they're bad. They shouldn't even be a D1 school, guys. That's how bad this team is. Florida should get anything that they want here. This is a game where, I know that team total seems extremely high. It is extremely high, but they should really get over that. They should get to between 108 and 112 here. It should be more in that range.
Yeah, and Florida really needs a big win. They're 6-4. They've had some tough performances.
I was about to say, this seems that
confidence booster beatdown.
This is that get right spot to get your offense rolling. This is that spot.
All right, last question of the day, because we do have to get into best bets. We'll throw one more up for Connie. JD, do you like anything in Marquette, G-Town?
I would definitely be on Georgetown. I am not. That's a team it's as far as all the numbers tell me to be on the Georgetown side here. That's not a team that I really follow closely. They've kind of been that team for actually years, for me, that I just have never really gotten. So they're a team that I just kind of leave off now. But yeah, no, just as far as the numbers though, they are telling me to definitely bet the Georgetown side.
There we go. Connie is saying Connie does not agree with Marquette laying 5.5. So same exact thing you're saying there. All right, let's jump into a little best bets, gentlemen. We're going to go into JD, I forgot to say you're ready. I know. I keep
Everything's ruined.
Best bets for today, Wednesday, December 17th. I will go first. First one, we're going to go to the NBA. I'm going to go the Cavs minus the 5.5. I think we see a big performance out of them. And then in the college basketball realm, I am taking Bama with the points here, minus 14.5. Jefe, we're going to go to you. I'm going to let JD, the mechanic of the day, close us out.
Nobody's giving a play in the everybody looks forward to day of the year staff DNA Cure Bowl tonight. Unbelievable.
Is that the early one or the late one? There are 2 bowls today.
That's the late one. That's why South Florida's going to get ran over in college basketball because all their fans are going to be worried about the Cure Bowl.
Oh, everyone's pissed, by the way, about Cam Cook, the leading rusher in college football for the whole year, played like one snap last night, and they pulled him for the whole game with no injury designation, no nothing. Cam Cook, nation's leading rusher for Jacksonville State last night, played like a snap and got yanked, and I think the most bet prop of the day was Cam Cook anytime touchdown, but they made sure he got a snap in. I think it was on special teams too. Absurd.
Might be an FBI looking into it situation. These smaller bowl games are in big jeopardy for years to come. No, I joke. I don't have anything on the Cure Bowl, but I do have two best bets. I'm with you on Bama, minus 13.5. Second best bet that I have is in NHL, Kings, Panthers. Over
there we go.
5.5 goals.
There we go. That's it for you.
That's it. Just 2.
JD.
All right, we're going to go to college basketball. We're going to go to one of the late games tonight. Stanford. We are going to lay the 12 points there. Stanford, when you really break down this actual matchup, they have the edge basically everywhere. I really like them on the glass here. And actually, that's going to be on both ends of the court. They're going to have a big edge there, and I think this is a very good spot for them, and I think that they cover this 12 points.
There we go. Pepperoni. Anything else to add?
Nothing. Just excited for tomorrow, man. I mean, I guess tomorrow our college football playoff show, since Friday will be NFL.
The JD question.
Do what? Sorry.
That's a yes, a resounding yes. That's a yes, guys. Stay tuned. Tomorrow, college football show. Plus, honestly, one of the most important Thursday night football game we have for the rest of the year. By far, if you don't know the implications, it is not just for the division. It is probably for the 1 seed in the damn NFC, guys. This is the most important Thursday night football game left on the schedule, and it's a great game. And I can't wait to go through it with you fellas.
There we go. JD, final word is yours. What do you got to say?
Guys, sorry about today's show. Behind the scenes, there was a lot going on.
Things happened. We made it happen.
I'm actually just happy that we had a show.
Exactly. And Alpha has a max play tomorrow on JMU, so stay tuned. He's gonna give it out, and it is zesty.
Guys, just actually doing the show here. One last time, if you would like to jump in with us, extremely hot currently. We are offering a deal for $2.95. Wow. If you want to need that link, it is on Twitter. If you're on YouTube, it is right here below us. Join us. The link will be closing this actually evening. Join us there. But guys, it was fun. Tomorrow's show, that is going to be a really good show. That actually Seahawks and Rams game, that should be a great game. So definitely ready to dive into that. And guys, let's stay hot. Let's fucking win.
Let's fucking win. Nope.
Carl, you scared me last night, Carl. I hope you didn't celebrate a lot last night, Carl. I better not see embarrassing pictures of you, Carl. Even though, did you guys see what Josh Hart did on the podium? Because that was giving Carl. Did
you see what Hart posted about it too?
Yeah.
He said it was AI, it wasn't him.
Honestly, he's hilarious. He
is. All right, guys, we'll see you tomorrow. We appreciate everyone. And as the legend JD says, let's fucking win. Scale faster. See you guys tomorrow.
Bigger.